All right, bro. I guess we can get started now. Welcome to episode 3 of Poke the Yolk podcast, where
Welcome,
we
welcome.
break a couple eggs and get to the yolk of the week, the good stuff. I'm Matt.
I'm Trevor.
Yeah, and we're back.
Round 3, fight.
Fighto! I'm ready. I'm ready for the fight, bro.
Who are you fighting?
I don't know. I don't think I could take anyone on, like a professional
Really?
fighter. Well, I don't know,
have to be
Jake Paul.
Professional. You can
Oh,
be
just
it.
anybody?
Yeah, who would you fight if you had to pick somebody right now to fight?
Dude, anybody?
Yeah, anybody.
Freaking take Brondon.
Okay. I
feel
can
like
see that.
I can see that. It'd be a good fight.
As long as he doesn't have a soccer ball, I think he'd probably win.
Definitely. But not my toe, yeah. That would suck. But yeah, we're back. How was the week?
It was good, you know. Same shit, different week.
Did you
working.
wave to anybody this week?
Oh yeah, I did. I waved to some people on my run today this week. I usually wave at the same. I usually see the same people when I run, so I'm just like, hey.
Nice. Just the
Be my
familiars, the regulars.
Yeah, the regulars. And then of course, see the cashier and the gas station attendant. So the homies, just the crew.
Maybe you'll get to get their name next time. Just be like, hey, I know,
Nah.
like, what's your name? I've waved to you. Like, come on.
Can you do that? Like, I feel like that's awkward to do. If you've waved at somebody, like you're running, right? And then you see someone and you're like, hey, I wanted to stop you. What's your name? I always see you running here. It just sounds so...
Nah. If you guys are both running, it might be a little different if it's like a guy on his yard, like watering his plants,
Yeah.
and you walk past him, like, hey, what's your name? That might be a little weird. But if it's two runners, I think that's fair game. That's fine.
Yeah, do you think you need to find, like, common ground first? Like, oh, you have a really cute dog. Like,
Like their
that's
shoes
probably
or
better.
something, or
Yeah.
you're in.
I really like those Nikes, you could say something like that. And then,
Yeah. Do you feel like you have to be like, if it is a runner or like someone like on your route, do you have to be like at their level, Like what if you're not very good at running and like
Right.
they're really good runner? Like can you like approach like, hey man, like I
I
would
don't
go
think
for
I
a
would
run
keep up.
sometime. Yeah.
They'd just be, like, running, and I'd be, like trying to catch up to them, and they'd just leave me in the dust.
I used to be in a cross country, and I wasn't like the best runner, but I tried, and sometimes I would try to like keep up with like the guys that were kind of fast, and like there was this one guy, and he was like kind of like my friend. We would play like cards sometimes, but he'd be like he would see that I was trying to keep up with him, and
Yeah.
he'd just be like, hey man, you should probably like fall back. I don't think you could keep up like much longer.
Totally trying to squish you down. He's like,
He's kind of mean. He said it like in
slow
front
down.
of everyone.
Usually.
I'm like, okay, and I would just like fall back.
Oh, bro, that's
In hindsight, he was right though. Like I couldn't keep up that pace. I was like, oh, thank God. He was very like direct and forward like that.
That's good though.
Yeah, you kind of need people like that sometimes.
Yeah.
Like yo.
Yeah, put you in your place, right? He's like, get back in your lane, bro. You're not
Yeah.
on my level yet.
Yeah, and I've trained a little more, and I eventually got closer to where I wanted to be. So like it helps.
Yeah, give you that drive.
Some other people might have quit. They're just like that's where they end their career.
I would have been stubborn as hell and just keep running up there until I'm like passing out on the side, I'm like,
Yeah,
you can't
dude.
tell me to slow down. Like, I'm gonna keep running.
You like pass them.
Yeah, and then I'm out of breath, and then they pass me again. I feel like I would be really stubborn about it though. Like I wouldn't fall back like you did. I'd be like,
Hey, thanks.
like,
No, that's
thanks.
respectable though. Thanks, but I'm gonna do whatever I want. You don't
And,
know
like,
me.
2 minutes later, I'm like heaving on the side of the sidewalk or whatever.
Yeah, but you like did it on your terms. You did it because you wanted to.
Right. That's some Michael Scott energy right there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
feel that. Anyway, I wanted to get some advice on something
Oh,
that happened to me like during the week.
okay. I'll try to give you my best advice.
Maybe not advice. Maybe it's a recommendation. But anyway, we'll get to that. So
Yeah.
I've been trying. I feel like a very adult thing to do, and a thing that I would want is to have like a person for something. Like adults, I feel like they have a plumber. Like, oh, I have a guy for that. Like I have like a technician, like a plumber or something like that. Do I need a haircut person?
Oh,
That is
okay.
my goal right now. Like someone I go to that I trust with my hair. Like I don't even need to tell them what to do. Sit down, you know what to do.
Right.
And I've been trying to get that. I've been going to this one place near my house. They charge a pretty penny, but I was like, it's close to my house. Like, it's quality, like cuts. Like I've been willing to spend that extra. And I like locked on this one chick. I liked how she cut my hair one time, like the first time I went there. I'm like, okay, this might be it. But the problem is, I don't get my hair cut there very often. Like, I don't get it cut very often.
Okay.
And she doesn't remember me. Like every time I go in, it's like my first time.
Oh
She's
my
like,
gosh.
she's like looking at like the roster, like, Matthew? Like, do we have a Matthew here? And I'm like, bro, you cut my hair like 5-6 times. So I'm like already off to a bad start.
Yeah.
And sometimes she, like this time, she doesn't pay attention. Like I told her, like, yeah, I just want to trim, you know. Like I didn't say nothing about clippers. I said, yeah, I just want to trim. And usually, like if they ask for clippers, if you want clippers, they'll ask you what grade, right? Like 4,
Right.
3, 2.
Right.
Didn't come into the conversation. And so I told her I want to trim. I want to keep it long. And then she's like, okay, I got you. She was like, yeah, I got it. I'm like, okay, whatever. Sit down. She's like prepping me up. And I hear the clippers like, bzzz, and I'm like, all right, maybe she'll just get like the ends. She just like, because it was like fuzzy at the ends. And I told her to line up the sideburns. I'm like, okay, it's fine. And then, boom, she's like took off the side. And I'm like, oh. And it was like over by then. Like you can't tell her to stop because, bro,
you can't put it back.
I was like, oh. So that was like strike one. And then like in the middle, she was pretty close to being done. And I don't know if she got a message or something. She's like, give me 2 seconds. And she leaves. And I swear, she was gone for like 10 minutes. I was like, where did she go? And I was
just
like,
sitting there in the chair.
literally just sitting there. And I was like, where'd she go? And the thing was, I was like extra anxious because I parked in a 20-minute parking zone. So like the clock was ticking. And I was like, man, where is she? I need to hurry up. I need to get back to my car. Comes back. And then she finishes like not too long afterwards. And then she gives me the mirror. She's like, so what do you think? But she took off everything before. And then she gave me the mirror.
So
which
you
is
can't
like,
even fix it after.
Yeah, because everything's already off. She's like, so how do you like it? Even if I didn't like it, like, what am I supposed to do? Like, say I don't like it, and she's supposed to put everything back. And then I was looking at the mirror, and I was like, it was okay, but it wasn't like what I wanted. And I feel like that came across my face because I was looking in the mirror for like way too long. I was like, this isn't what I wanted. And then I was like contemplating. I was contemplating. I was like, should I say something? Like, what do you even do? Like, you can't put hair back. And then so I was like, it's fine. And then we get to like the to pay, and then like the machine's like malfunctioning or whatever. So I'm just like literally standing there with the card in my hand. She's like trying to figure it out.
Oh my gosh.
And then it was just a huge mess. And I left there, and I'm like, I am not coming back here.
It was like the most dissatisfied you'd ever been in a haircut.
Yeah, because like, I mean, it's not haircut's like not that big a deal, but I feel like getting a haircut person, like that's a step.
Yeah, it's rough. I've had family friends kind of cut my hair, and like the one who did it was decent enough where she could remember me, you know, and be able to recreate it each time I go. But it is rough if you're trying to find just some random person, you know. I always try to read reviews, like find somebody that's highly reviewed, and they're like, oh, she always remembers me. Like I've had one girl that I went to, she actually had like a notebook, and she would write down for each person she had like what cut, and then if you told her like, oh, I'm gonna keep coming back to you, she'd be like, okay, let me write your stuff down here.
Yeah, and that like it's just a little details just to show like they're invested and like they care.
Yeah. So always check reviews on your hairstylist, not on the place, but like the individual person at the facility. So like you go to like I don't know, Supercuts or whatever, and then in the reviews it's like Janet always does my hair really good. Then when you go to Supercuts, you're like, can I have Janet or whatever? Can I ask for that chick? And then maybe you'll get a better chance at getting someone good.
Good advice. What makes a good cut? Like what makes a good haircut? Like one is like attention to detail, right? Like like they care.
Price, I think communication with you, like they'll cut your hair and like, is this good length? And you're like, oh no, you can go shorter, right? They don't take like too many liberties, especially if it's like the first time you're there. Yeah. And they don't remember you or something, right?
Yeah. I've always kind of wanted to like sit in the chair because I'm like very indecisive. I feel like I get like pretty much the same thing. I would like want to go somewhere where they're kind of like creative or they like what they do, so that like I sit down, I'd be like, dude, just do whatever. Like,
just make me look good.
Yeah. I've never had the gall to do that, but I feel like that's a cool move. That's
a power move right there.
Yeah.
I've also thought about doing that one day, but then I'm always worried that it's gonna be something I don't like. Like maybe it looks good, but I'm just like, I don't like it.
They're all upset that you don't give a tip. They're like, bro, you told me. I was like, no.
This is trash, man. I look like shit. What the fuck?
No, that'd be cool. That's the move. But I feel like a lot of maybe some people might not like. They'll be like, huh? That's my way. They'd be like no, like I don't do that. Like what do you mean? Like no, you gotta tell me what to do.
There would be some people like that. That's how it is with tattoos too. Some tattoo artists, they need to have like an exact image of what you want, but then others, they don't like to kind of replicate what's already there. They kind of come up with their own stuff. It's interesting. It's the same kind of dichotomy you have to worry about for haircuts too.
Yeah, I guess I want an artist. That's what I need. An artist. Sounds pricey though.
Yeah, you could always like if you find someone good and they do your hair, you could have them take your picture in the chair, and then the next time you go there, you're like, oh, this is how you cut it last time, and you show them like the exact picture they took, and then maybe that'll help them remember like, oh, I know what to do now. Like,
yeah. I do that. It's kind of embarrassing. I have like so many screenshots of just like Google images. Just be like, I don't even show them sometimes. It's just like kind of like for me, I try to describe like what's in there because sometimes it's
you should show them.
Yeah, I've just been starting to, but it felt weird. It was like, hey, can you make me look like this guy right here?
Just well, you should take it of yourself after you're done. Like with a good haircut, you have them take it of you. Of yourself, right? And then you show them the next time, this is me, like make it look like this again.
Yeah.
And then instead of like trying to describe fucking Matthew McConaughey's haircut to the chick
from like the movie, like, do you know Dallas Buyers Club? Like Matthew McConaughey's like haircut. Like,
exactly.
It's perfect.
I want to look like Michael Scott from The Office, like season 1. All right.
Oh so, no.
Yeah. Oh, so it's better if you have. Yeah, it's better if you have your own picks instead of someone else's.
I want to look like Brad Pitt from Fight Club. Can you do that? They're like, no.
No.
We do haircuts here, sir.
This isn't a plastic surgery place. Bro.
Do you remember, do you know like your worst haircut that you ever gotten?
Oh, man. I think the worst haircut I had, I didn't even have a choice in it. I was a kid and my dad had a mullet, so they decided to give me a mullet too. So it was like 4 or 5 years of my life I had a mullet.
Oh dang! Like a curly mullet, because you have curly hair.
It was pretty curly. It was like sides are thin, and then it was puffy, and really long on the back.
I feel like a mullet might make a comeback. It might be one of those that might come back.
I don't think it's ever out of style because I'm not sure that it's ever in style. Kind of
it's just like something
it's just
you
there.
do.
It just exists, yeah.
I don't hate the mullet. When I see one on someone, I'm like, okay.
Yeah, it's unique. It takes like courage to pull a mullet off, I think. To go for it. Yeah.
It's kind of like growing a mustache almost. It's like some people like nothing else, just a stash.
Just a stash, yeah.
I tried
like
that
Pedro Pascal stash.
Yeah, but like he makes it work. Like that's that's good mustache.
Yeah.
I don't think I could do it, but some people just have the face for it, I guess.
You should try it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. How wide? Like is like
You should go down. Like, let's leave this part open right here and just down the side.
Dang. It doesn't connect. That's the thing. Like, you're blessed that, like, it connects to the side.
So then just go with the straight stash.
Mm.
Don't go too thin. You know, you don't want to look like Charlie Chaplin or, you know, Hitler. But I would just go out to like a Pedro Pascal style.
Well, think about it.
Yeah,
nice. All right. Thanks for the advice. This is what I need.
That.
All right. We'll come back next week and then we'll see how it goes.
We'll see your progress.
Yeah. For the listeners only. Oh, speaking of, I don't think we mentioned it on the pod. We're on Spotify now. That's super sick.
That's awesome. And the logo's really sick too.
I know. Shout out to my sister for making that. I know she was busy, but
thank you so much.
It's pretty awesome. But yeah, I went on. It's so weird. Like, I go on my Spotify, like my personal one. You just type in the name, Poke the Yolk, comes up.
What?
Yeah.
We're big time now.
And I'm like, oh my god, episode 1. Let's relive the magic.
Did you have an exclamation mark on it or anything? Or?
No, I didn't have to.
Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
so they just put it on there. So I guess we just kind of have to like make more content then.
Right.
Yeah.
Shouldn't be hard.
If for the people out there that don't know, there's another podcast out there that is also called Poke the Yolk, which like blew my mind because I was like so excited when I came up with that name. I was like, there's no way someone else has this name. But someone did. It's fine. Spotify is cool like that, I guess. You could just have 2 podcasts with the same name. They haven't caught me yet.
I think there's bands that have like the same name too, so you probably just have it open.
Yeah. But yeah, super sick. I'll be coming at everyone on that on Instagram pretty soon.
Yeah, now everybody can listen to us in the car or like on the road.
No excuse. Doing whatever.
Yeah.
At work.
No excuse, exactly.
Show your friends. While you're walking your dog, when you're cooking, when you're making eggs. Literally do it. Just do it, bro. Okay. I actually had some stories to talk about today.
Great.
Some funny ones, some light ones. First off, Chris Hemsworth. You know the guy?
No.
No? Well...
I do. I know him.
Australian guy, plays Thor.
Yes.
Yes. So he's going to be coming out in a new Thor movie. I think, I don't know when it's releasing, but they're going to be shooting pretty soon. It's for Love and Thunder, I think. I think Natalie Portman is actually going to be back in this one, which is kind of cool. But
that's his girl.
That's his girl from the first one.
Yeah.
But freaking Crips, they're promising the studio that Chris Hemsworth is going to be even bigger in this one than he's ever been before.
Okay.
Like size-wise. And you know who's not loving it? Freaking his stunt double is not keen on the idea of him getting bigger. Because basically whatever size Chris is, he has to be that size too. Yeah. So he was just kind of like ranting on Twitter. It's like, oh, Chris is getting big again. Guess I gotta like step it up. And he's like, he's really like letting him have it. He has to eat like every 2 hours. He has to bump up like his calorie count and do extra work. Yeah, but at least like he doesn't have
drugs.
Oh, maybe. I mean, they're not gonna say that, but you know it.
Yeah.
Especially to get that size in that amount of time. Like,
yeah. You're
gonna need some help.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, like The Rock, right? Like, did anybody?
What about him?
Anybody think The Rock did not use performance-enhancing drugs?
He looks too good at his age. He's like 50, right?
Right.
Like your body does not produce that much testosterone to like.
He's just so lean.
You built like that.
Yeah, like the muscle to mass ratio is just fucking crazy, bro. Dude. I do feel sorry for Chris Hemsworth's stunt double though. I feel like they could just replace a stunt double, right? Like they just get someone else who's bigger.
Yeah, but it's kind of like that's like your homie, right? Like he's been with them with like so many movies.
That's true, yeah.
It's just like, bro, you're just too small. Like we can't have you on anymore. Like, what, mate? No, give me a shot.
We need someone bigger.
No, but that sucks though. but at least like what I was gonna say, he doesn't have to worry about like lines or anything. Like he just has to get big, right?
Right.
Like he just has to work out. But like Chris, not only does he have to get big, like he has to like act and like actually like put on a good performance and 100 other things, I guess.
Yeah.
That comes with the job.
Hard work.
It kind of is. Now that you really think of it, like all the stuff that like goes into it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just thought that was pretty funny. That like freaking the stunt double was just like not having it. But what is he gonna do? It's his job.
Yeah, he gets paid for it. So
I wonder if he can write off like some of the like the food. It's his job, right? Like he has to like buy food and like equipment and whatever. Like at the end of the year, can you just like write it off on his taxes?
I feel like
You could, right?
Yeah. But yeah, I think it depends what state you're in too. Like some states, like they give you a certain amount of write-off for free, right? So it doesn't even matter what he puts down, as long as he doesn't go over a certain that couple $1,000s, they automatically give that to people in some states.
Because, yeah, I would imagine he'd want to play smart with it because it's a lot of extra work, like that he had to put into it.
Yeah. Dude, they probably spend like 4 hours a day in the gym doing that shit. Like 2 hours in the morning, 2 hours after like lunch.
Dude, I'm good with an hour. I can't imagine doing like that much work. You really gotta want it.
Yeah.
But I remember at a time when I was like barely getting into like fitness, when I would see like The Rock or like the action stars, like I wouldn't think they'd be like using, because they don't talk about it, and of course they're not going to talk about it, like because it's frowned upon, even though there's like no healthy way to do that kind of thing, you know?
No. Yeah, like even, I mean, you can minimize the risk, but it's still always going to be like there's always some risk to it, right? Doing those kinds of drugs.
Yeah, they usually not even take like one. It's kind of like a cocktail, like just a bunch of like other stuff. Some for like recovery, some other for like building mass.
Some to make sure that you don't get like the puffy boobs.
Oh, it's like
gyno.
Yeah. The puffy nipples.
Yeah, there's like you can balance
hair loss
it out.
too. That's another one. That's like a big indicator. Hair loss. Like
hair loss.
You could start.
The Rock's bald already, so.
Oh yeah, he doesn't care.
He doesn't care. Chris Hemsworth though, dude, he needs to make sure he keeps that hair if he wants to.
Yeah.
Keep being Thor.
That's low key. Like, yeah, you want those luscious locks. They make a difference. But another reason it kind of like works out for him too. So he's gonna be in this new Thor movie, Chris Hemsworth.
Mm-hmm.
Chris Hemsworth, excuse me. And but he has another role after that, and the thing is, he's gonna be even bigger for that one.
What's that role?
He's gonna be Hulk Hogan.
Oh, that's
They're doing a biopic for Hulk Hogan.
He better practice his American accent, like.
Yeah, dude, when he hits that, "Hey brother," for the first time, everyone's gonna go crazy.
Brother. Yeah, it's gonna be great.
But you know, I was never into like WWE, like when it was like in. It's still in now, but I feel like it was like more popular. I don't know. Like back in the day, were you ever into it?
I wasn't like super into it. I did like to play the WWE video games where you can make your own wrestler. That was pretty fun. But yeah, if they have Hulk Hogan, they're gonna definitely have. They should have Macho Man Randy Savage, I think.
Yeah, no, that sounds familiar. Macho Man.
I don't know. I'm not. You can tell I'm probably not a WWE fan, but I think it's Macho Man. Yeah, Randy Savage. Yeah. So I wonder who's gonna play that guy in the movie, or if they're gonna have him in there at all. I know he was a big rival to Hulk Hogan at some point in time. So.
Was he like one of the ones that like started it all? Like Hulk Hogan, was he like one of the OGs like back in the day?
I am not well versed enough in WWE lore to
just lie to me.
Comment on that. Yes, Hulk Hogan was the original founder of the WWF Federation, part of WWE.
Thank you. That's what I needed.
Yeah, he invented the rear naked chokehold slam.
Oh yeah, let's have a competition. How many moves can you name? Like WWE moves.
Oh man, I think I just used up all my moves. Uh, Wait, there's a full Nelson, right?
Full Nelson,
Half Nelson.
semi Nelson, three
No,
quarters Nelson.
that's not a thing.
I just remember in elementary school, a lot of people were into it, and they would get into so much trouble. They would do like one that would like they would do like the X, and then they would like slam it down on their crotch.
Right.
Like kids
Yep.
would do that all the time, and
That was
then
a
like
popular one.
the proctors would like see them like, hey, don't do that.
Yeah. The Stone Cold Stunner, I think, is another one. Stone Cold Stunner.
Stone Cold Steve Austin is a wrestler, right?
Yeah, dude, I think one of those wrestlers is, I don't know if it's Stone Cold or another one who kind of looks like him, but he was a scientist as well. Like he has like a degree, he's like a PhD or something, or master or something like that.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, like before he did all the wrestling shit, he was like some kind of doctor.
Dang. He was probably frustrated with his patients. He's like, man,
Yeah.
if I could just pull him in like a half Nelson right now.
Oh.
Just fantasizing.
Yeah, lay the smackdown on him.
Like, dang. It's like, well, doctor, open your eyes. What are you doing? Just like, smiling, closing his eyes. I gotta get out of here. You know who's also into wrestling? Freaking Snoop Dogg is super into WWE as well.
Dude, he should be an announcer for it. I would like to see that.
That'd be cool. I think it's because his niece is a WWE wrestler.
Interesting.
So then he like comes by and like shows up and supports. But dude, Snoop Dogg has his hands in like a little bit of everything. It's like an everyman.
Do you remember when Snoop Dogg went to, I don't know where he went, but he came back and he started calling himself Snoop Lion?
Mm-hmm. Was
Like,
he? Did he also like dabble in like religious music at the time? I think.
Yeah, for like a month or something, right? Like,
Yeah.
I haven't heard of Snoop Lion since then, but I know he was pretty hyped about it at the time.
Dude, I think he like legally changed his name to like Snoop Lion. If I'm right, he was like all in.
Right, but not anymore, right? Like he's back to Snoop Dogg.
Can you go back? Like, online he goes back as Snoop Dogg. But if he did
Right.
like change his legal name to Snoop Lion,
He'd
like,
probably have to change it back, or I don't know if he ever changed his legal name to Snoop Dogg to begin with.
Yeah, I forget his real name. Also, who else did that? P. Diddy also did that. He's had a couple name changes as well.
Really?
Yeah, he was going by his real name for a little bit, like Sean Combs.
Yeah,
then P. Diddy,
Sean Combs.
then Puff Daddy, then Puff, and now
Like,
he went.
bro.
He went through
Who
another
are you?
one. Yeah, I guess they're just trying to figure that out, right? Like,
Yeah.
if you're an artist, like you're gonna be like, want to stay relevant, or you want to change gears to see like what you can do.
Yeah, it's like changing your character name or something when you've been playing the same name for a long time. Your friend's
Yeah.
like, who is this guy?
Yeah, some of them change up their flows too. Like Chance the Rapper, like he's another good one who like changed. And people,
Right.
He kind of like, people say he fell off because like his music is a lot different than when it first came out.
Yeah, like he got too big or something and tried
Yeah.
to change to match that.
I don't remember if he signed to a label now, but like in the beginning, he was a big advocate for like do-it-yourself kind of guy.
Right.
Like release your own music. He would just make money on like the merch basically and touring, which was cool.
Right.
I
He
don't
didn't
wanna
even pay for he didn't even charge for the albums or anything. It's just for
Mhm.
free.
Yeah, and like his starting stuff was cool because he was kind of like trying to like find his voice. And acid rap, it was called acid rap because he said he wrote a lot of the stuff like on acid. So it was like the stuff that he was saying, and even like the beats and of the music, it was unique in itself. Like no one had really heard anything like it. That's because
Frogs, man.
he's probably really tripping out. He probably was writing some good stuff.
That's funny.
But then he changed the flow. Then the next one was coloring books, and then it was like gospel, and people liked that. too. So it's like it was cool. They were both very different. They liked him for different reasons. But his latest album, it didn't have like a really theme. It felt very rushed. I heard in the process that he was having beef with his manager at the time.
Oh.
And he was telling him not to release it. Like, dude, like this thing is not ready. But Chance was really like adamant on pushing it. And so like he was beefing with his manager and he pushed it anyway. And I mean, yeah, the project wasn't.
Yeah, it wasn't as successful, right? People didn't like it as much.
Yeah, the raps on there were kind of whack. So it's kind of, I don't know. I hope he comes back.
Yeah, I did like his old stuff was really good. You know, some of the songs I heard, I really liked them, but the new stuff just seemed a little bit processed, like super poppy. You know, like super something you hear on the radio, kind of, but kind of took away from his style. Even though I'm not like a super big Chance fan, but I can definitely tell the difference between his old stuff and the new stuff.
Yeah, it's just kind of trying to appeal to a wider audience.
Yeah, I think it's almost better like for artists to just take a little break after, or like if they feel like they need to rush something, it's probably better just to slow down a little bit and kind of check those feelings first.
And not just release something because you feel like you have to. Get something out there.
Like Frank Ocean, I know he's pretty selective on what he releases, right? But like all his stuff is like, you know, every time he drops something, it's pretty much fire.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that more now as I grow older because I don't know, I feel like a lot of things that release, like for like Cyberpunk, for like an example, like they hype it up.
Money grab.
It is the absolute worst when it was not worth like the time that you waited. If maybe like you would have waited another year or two, like I would have taken that if it would have been amazing, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Waiting for that basically we're just waiting for that Frank Ocean album. The thing is, he just like he keeps on teasing it. He always does.
Yeah, of course. Try to build the hype up.
Yeah.
Just in a different way, right? Like
he probably forgets that he teased it. He's like, oh, man, I did say I was gonna release it today, a year ago.
He wants you to forget, and then he'll remind you again, and then you'll forget again, and then pretty soon he won't even have to remind you. You'll just be like, oh shit, I'm expecting an album from Frank Ocean, but it's like free publicity. Yeah.
I'm just wondering, I'm thinking about like which artists take their time and is pretty fire, like whenever they do drop. Like who's also not like in the rat race. Like they release fire stuff, but it doesn't look like they're trying too hard.
Like Taylor Swift?
No. Try again.
I don't listen to Taylor Swift.
Dude,
but
a year ago, I think she released 2 albums in the same year.
Yeah.
I think it was last year. That's crazy.
But I feel like she's pretty passionate about her work. I don't listen to her stuff, but just the buzz I hear. Like apparently one of her producers like wouldn't let her republish a song or something, so she had to re-record it and re-release it. Like one of her old songs she had to like completely redo because like one of the producers or something had the rights on it. This is trippy. Like
I do
something happened with Britney too recently, right? Like she just won the court case where her dad doesn't have control of her music anymore, like Britney Spears.
Oh, he did have control? I didn't know that.
Yeah, he was like the manager and he owned like a lot of her music, and she took him to court once, she lost, and I think just this past week she won the court case against him. So she now owns like her own stuff now.
That's cool.
But dude, she's like old now, and like so many years she's hasn't been able to have that stuff. It's crazy.
And when did this case open up? Did you know like the time, like a while ago?
I think so. It's probably. I mean, it usually takes a while to go from submitting the court case to like the court, unless you're really pushing it. But it's probably something that she's felt for a while. She just didn't feel like she had control to take it back. You know, it's like.
Yeah. No. Once you bring lawyers in, you have to like kind of see that it's not going to be over like quickly.
Right.
Like whenever lawyers walk in, if they do it right, like it's going to take a while before any kind of settlement like comes in.
Yeah, it's going to cost some money too.
Yeah, slow burn. You gotta think about like if it's even worth it.
Yeah.
But also another group, the freaking which one was Timberlake in? NSYNC.
In Sync. Yeah.
Yeah,
Backstreet Boys.
well,
No, he
both.
was in it. He was in Sync.
Did you know the guy who owned NSYNC also owned Backstreet Boys as well?
Yeah. Did he own it, or was it just like the main music producer dude?
Well, he was like the one who brought the group together, like both the
Okay.
groups, basically.
Okay. I think I know who you're talking about then.
Yeah, I don't know his name, but I read like
He's weird though.
yeah, he was like a very like he swindled them like big time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, when they were like Timberlake and all of them were when they interviewed them, they're saying like, bro, we had no money. Like they were like the biggest group, but they didn't have any money. Like literally that guy he would get like hand me downs like brought in, so when they would go out like to perform, they would like wear those just like random clothes.
Oh my god.
That's why in like their album covers, or you think they're being quirky or they're like mix matched because they want to, but like nah, it's because they just get what you can take, you know.
That's funny.
That's crazy. And that guy, he went to jail. I don't remember his name. I'm not great with names, but he went to jail for like what he did to like the rightfully so. And he was trying to create a group in jail.
What?
Like a singing group, yes.
Like a jail Backstreet Boys?
Yeah, he held auditions and everything. I think they made like a show or something out of it, because I remember
Orange is
watching
the new
it.
black. Orange is the new Backstreet.
And he was like basically promising them like, yeah, like once I get out of here, we're gonna make it big.
Liars. He's lying.
He was he would go so far. I remember they were trying to find him. This was before he went to jail, and they were trying to find him like where he was.
Uh-huh.
And he made it seem like he was fleeing the country.
Okay.
And he took a picture of a plane and like sent it to someone saying like, I'm leaving. And they thought he was leaving the country, but then they looked closer, dude. You know what he did? He set it up so it was like a model plane, and he made like the ratio of it so it looked like it was like bigger than it actually was. So he went that far. He didn't leave the country. I think he was hiding in another state, and not until after like really dug into it, they're like, hey, like this isn't even a real plane in this picture.
It was like, I imagine the tech's face when he figured that out in the office. He's like, bro, this is a model plane. Like, what the hell?
Yeah,
this guy did not go anywhere.
It was a plane in his office. That's how they knew. They're like, no, this is the exact one. Like that's in his office. So what a crafty guy.
Dude, that's wild. Well, I can't remember his name, but now I want to look it up. Like, Boys owner. Is it Perlman?
I'd need a picture. Is he chubby?
I don't know. Yeah, he's chubby. Lou Perlman.
He's round.
Yeah, he's round. He's round, that's for sure. Oh,
What about him?
What's up?
Oh, you just wanted to see what he looked like?
Yeah, I just wanted to figure out his name because I've watched like documentaries on him and some other musician people who were like kind of the same slimy dudes.
Yeah.
I think some of the guys who did the early like girl bands, also pretty shitty people. You know, it's weird how they're able to get themselves in those positions of power and stuff. I was just looking up his name. See, I remember.
Yeah, not a nice guy.
Yeah. What else? Oh, did you remember I told you about that earthquake in Japan?
Yes, I did see like videos. Like I saw this one video. He was in a building, and he was just taking video of his bathtub, and it was just like spilling all over the floor.
Oh my god.
He was flooded in there.
Well, apparently the one they had Saturday morning yesterday, it was an aftershock from one they had 10 years ago.
No.
Yeah, like they had a 9.1 in like 2011, and they said the 7.1 they had yesterday is actually an aftershock from that one like 10 years ago.
That's crazy. How did they like pinpoint that?
I'm not 100% sure, but I think it's like they're able to predict like where the next one would take place if there's still some like plate imbalance, and I guess it like lined up with it or something.
Mm-hmm.
So they basically know like this earthquake's actually an aftershock of one that happened like 10 years ago. Like that's
Dang. And it was powerful too. Like this one was like 7, right?
yeah, it's still pretty big, 7.1. I just imagine there's like one guy who got like kind of messed up, or maybe like something dropped on his car 10 years ago and he's been pissed ever since, and then like finally things are looking up for him, but then this other earthquake comes and then something else happens to him.
Dude, bad luck Brian.
Yeah, he just keeps causing these earthquakes because he's just like super unlucky or something.
Oh my god. Dude, we're like since forever ago, like they're always talking about we're due for the big one here in California.
Yeah, that's what they say. They also say like Yosemite or Yellowstone National Park is gonna erupt, right? It's like a volcano. It's supposed to
I've seen videos on that,
explode.
like showing the hypothetical, like what if.
Right.
And I really hope it doesn't go off because we're done for.
Yeah, we'd have to get out of California. We'd have to like go across the country or something.
I feel like it'd be pretty big. Like I feel more than California would definitely feel it. From the video I read, that volcano would be huge.
It'd be like a nuke almost.
Yeah, it's really
Yeah.
powerful.
Yeah, I mean, who knows when that's gonna happen? Hopefully not in our lifetimes or like our grandchildren's lifetimes. But
They've I saw a movie. Did you see that movie? It's called San Andreas, and
Yeah.
freaking The Rock, and it basically
yeah,
it is what it is. It was pretty good. The Rock does
is he
his
hanging
thing.
on a helicopter like
Just The Rock
shooting
doing
at the
his thing.
earthquake like?
Just doing The Rock things. Yeah,
lifting buildings.
Yeah, I remember. I don't think it was that one, but one of the most ridiculous things I've seen The Rock do in a movie is like scaling a skyscraper with like his hands or something.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I don't think it was that movie, but yeah.
He does some pretty ridiculous stuff in Fast and Furious movies as well.
Mm-hmm. The last one was like Hobbs and Shaw, I think, and that one was
Right.
with Jason Statham, or I forget his last name.
Yeah, as long as he's not with Vin Diesel, he's probably happy.
Isn't that crazy that they have beef?
Yeah, I wonder why.
I think I read that is just their egos are just too big. Both of them are like, there's not enough spotlight for both of them.
I try to watch some scenes that's supposed to have both of them in, but I never see them in the same cut. Like, I see Vin Diesel reach out, and then it shifts, and you just see his hand grabbing The Rock's hand.
Oh my God.
I'm like, is it like a stunt double the whole time? Because you never see him, like, actually, like it's not a zoomed out shot of them holding hands, right? It's like, oh, here's Vin Diesel reaching, and then it's like, cut, let me look at this other dude's hand with The Rock, and then cut back, it's like...
So The Rock is probably is closer to his stunt double than actually Vin Diesel. Huh?
Yeah. Probably both ways, right?
Yeah, they're probably good friends with the other one.
Yeah.
If you had to choose, like, to hang out with one, The Rock or Vin Diesel, who would you hang out with?
That's tough. The Rock's pretty big name. I think his name is probably bigger than Vin Diesel. Sorry, Vin Diesel. If you're watching, I'm sorry that that The Rock's bigger than you. But Vin Diesel plays like Dungeons and Dragons, and
He does.
like I feel like we have more shared interest. But I think it would be cooler to meet The Rock if he's not just like blowing you off like like a fan. Like if he gave you like the time of day and talk with you, I think it'd be cool. But otherwise, I think just chilling. I'd probably just chill with Vin Diesel.
That's a good answer. I would love to work out with The Rock. I feel like I would get so
Bro.
pumped.
Dude, he would just be like, "What the hell are you doing?"
Like, okay, warm up 2 plates. I was like, what?
So I'll spot you, bro.
Or just watch him. Like, I don't even have to like be working out with him. I just want to.
I just want to watch him, bro.
Yeah. It would probably get me so motivated. They say he doesn't turn off. Like, and he does everything in one take. You know, like those Instagram videos where he's like talking straight into the camera, like, "Hey, you can do it. Like, you just gotta wake up. You gotta want it more than the next guy." He does those like 2-minute monologues, one take, they say, and people like watch him do it. He'll just be like walking around, passing people, and just be like doing it. He's like in the zone.
He's always in the zone. That's awesome.
That's crazy.
That would be cool, actually, to kind of pick up on some of that zoneness.
Mm-hmm.
To zone it out.
It's like there's not a wasted moment with him. Like if he's not working out, then he's like in his break time, he's making content, and then like
right.
Then he's resting.
He's never just like browsing.
Yeah. Well, maybe. But I can't imagine him like just browsing for hours on end.
Just chilling on his bed, like, I don't want to get up yet. Like, nah.
Was it you that told me that he has a daughter, and I think he wants a son, but he's having like no luck in that department.
Getting boys.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's his fault, though. I mean, he can't change it, right? He doesn't. I don't think he has the power to change it, but it is kind of the guy's biology that determines the sex of the child.
Mm. Dude, he gotta fix that.
Got the weak boy sperms in there.
I'm sorry, Rock, if you hear this. I didn't say that.
Hey, don't beat me up, The Rock. Okay.
the Rock. Gotta add that.
Don't beat me up, The Rock. I respect you.
There's something.
No,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, that's how it works, though, right? Like the guys are the ones who determine the gender of the kid.
I have absolutely no idea when it comes to the biology. You're like my go-to bio man, pretty much.
Okay, then just trust me when I say that. That's the case.
I'm just gonna start saying it like it's fact now.
Yeah, just if anybody talks about The Rock, just say his sperms are subpar.
Weak sperms.
Weak sperms. But there's nothing wrong with having girls. That's the thing, right?
Yeah.
Girls aren't weaker or anything.
No, especially that one TikTok girl that I showed you.
Dude, she's buff. What the fuck?
Buff as heck. Dude,
she works out more than me.
She's 14 years old, if you can believe it.
She's too buff, dude.
That's not good, like, for you. You can't be that buff and not be, like, sauced on something. At 14.
Well, I feel like at that age, you're already on so many different hormones just from puberty and shit, right? Like you may grow muscle mass a lot faster at those ages than you would 18, 19, 20 because your body's so filled with hormones that you need to progress through puberty and that kind of shit. So
yeah,
she may not be sauced. She may not. She may just be naturally sauced. Just like Mother Nature sauced her up. You know?
That's goals, bro.
Take me back, bro.
Oh, was there any other stories that you brought?
The Cannonball run. So I think we talked about that a little bit, but I guess my first question is, how long do you think it would take to drive from one coast to the other coast?
In California?
In a car. Like from California, west coast to the east coast, or vice versa.
Oh, like across the country? Like
across? In a car. Like what's the fastest time that you think somebody could do that?
Oh my god. Are they, like, do they have people switching off? Like straight?
Yeah, they say there's a team of 3 people.
Okay.
Yeah.
The fastest? I don't know, like 4 days, maybe?
Okay, so the fastest before the pandemic, November of 2019, the fastest was 27 hours.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I think that the average speed was like low hundreds, like 102, 103.
Oh, okay, so it's a race.
It's an illegal race, yeah. Like they're not supposed to be doing this, but they do it. I think people do it every year. But then after the pandemic, because the roads are so like empty, they broke that record 3 times, like 3 different occasions. And now the fastest time is 25 hours.
Oh my god.
And the average speed is 119 miles an hour, and the max speed was 175 miles an hour.
Dang, dude. I never even heard of the Cannonball run before. I had no
Yeah,
idea it was a thing.
they've made movies off of it. There was like a Cannonball movie back in the 80s. It's a pretty historic thing, I guess, for US, but it's super illegal. Like they have like there's one guy driving, another guy is on like the car stereo, like listening, or the police scanner radio,
Yeah.
listening for police calls, and then there's another guy with binoculars looking for police, basically. So
Wow.
they have spotters. Like this year they took an Audi and they dressed it up like a Ford Taurus police interceptor. So they
Mm,
like made their car like some kind of hybrid. So if police saw it, they wouldn't be able to correctly describe it to other police.
nice.
And then I was also reading they even had assistants. So they had cars that were they set up to get tickets. So if they thought they were gonna pass a cop, like if they knew there was a cop in front of them, they'd have one of their friends
Oh, like take the
speed by,
bullet.
yeah, get a ticket so the cop was distracted and they could like go past them.
Wow, dude, that's like in marathon runners, like you have people like set your pace, like to help you. It's like a team effort.
Yeah, it's crazy. And this is the same crew that did it back in November. So before pandemic, they got the 27 hours, and then they did it again. I think in May was their best time, which is 25 hours. But that's just wild. They can make it like what 3 or 4 thousand miles in like 25 hours just fucking driving.
Yeah, and they know like the right car to do it in too, or do you
Yeah.
think like, yeah,
Yeah, they know the
set
right car. They fix the car up too. So like they have one gas tank which is like 15 gallons, and they have a second gas tank. So that way they don't have to stop. They like fill up one tank, then they fill up the other one,
Mhm.
and they have like a switch in the car where they switch between tanks when they're running low.
Oh, that's smart.
So they do all this like modifications to the car, but they still have to make it look street legal so that it doesn't bring a lot of attention. But it's crazy. Um, I don't know. I always think the stories are super wild that people are like willingly like breaking big laws to like do this shit. You know?
Dude, that's a long time to be like on edge like that too, because that's like a whole like over a day's mission. Imagine
Yeah.
like something like you're so close, and then like you
Yeah.
get pulled over like in the 24th hour. They're like, bro,
Dude, they
they
probably
do
take
not
your
need this.
license if you're going that fast.
Yeah, and then like
Yeah.
everyone in the car is like busted too.
Yep. There's also a race in Europe which is called the Gumball race. And it's a little bit different than the Cannonball, I think, but similar premise. It's on street roads. It's basically illegal because people are going to try to speed, but there's a lot of people that leave at once. I think for the Cannonball, you can just basically do the route whenever you want, and it's like as long as you do it in a set amount of time and someone's there to like time you, then it
Yeah.
counts. But the Gumball, it's like every like one time of the year, and then a bunch of people race at the same time.
What's the gumball like?
It's
Is it
another like
just as
cross
long?
country race. I don't know exactly how long it is, but it's very similar to the Cannonball in that you have to take like regular streets and kind of bring your own car. You can fix it up or whatever, but it's just like a European style to the same thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, and I think we will end it on that note. Thank you for
Great.
joining another episode of Poke the Yolk.
Yes.
I'm Matt,
I'm Trevor.
and we'll see you guys next week.
It's been fun.
See you.
Bye.